Dishonored 2 is not only what my parents would call me if I had a twin, but okay, I know I made the same joke last video for the first Dishonored game, which I didn't mention because I want everyone to check out that video first, just like I don't want people to like and subscribe, but this sequel for Dishonored came out in 2016, and despite me deep-throating the first Dishonored game like Prime Lana Rhodes when she was winning multiple chips, I never played it before last month. There are a number of reasons. I didn't have money, and I was broke being the two main ones. Dishonored 2 is a full-on sequel where we pick up after the first game's events, spoilers ahead of course, and Emily is now Empress due to Corvo putting her and her Empress ship on his back in the first game. This game is a single-player level beater type game, kind of like Hitman in a steampunk Victorian England type of thing. It has the same mechanics as the first game with updated graphics, keeping the same art style, a different type of story. Corvo is voiced now, which shocked me more than the NFL was shocked after Eminem kneeled at the Super Bowl. Anyways, I'm done with the crappy jokes, let's start the story. We start with a cinematic of the first story's events where Corvo reached so far deep in his bag he reached the fries at the bottom to retake Emily's throne, and we find out she was crowned Empress, and a setup of the second game where the Crown Killer was conveniently killing all of Emily's enemies, just like how Stalin's enemies were all mysteriously killed when he took power. So I was lucky for both of them, although it looked kind of fishy to everyone else and had everyone as skeptical of the government as Facebook moms are to common sense. And Corvo is officially confirmed to be Emily's daddy. Well, no, he was her mom's daddy, he's just her dad. We start with our captain of the guard all touchy on us, leading me to assume Emily's favorite choice of tool is the scissor. Before everyone hails us, Corvo shocks the world and speaks, but this is the anniversary of our mom's death, which we celebrate for some reason as we sit on our throat. What the fuck is this? Did they get this on the IKEA clearance section or something? Bro, I can afford this after giving a couple back alley crack addicts a blowjob behind the local Arby's. In any case, the Duke of one of our countries, Sarkonos, comes in with his wooden soldier army, who are pretty much those soldiers from Star Wars, but with better aim, and brings our mother's sister. Now that's a twist. Who launches a coup d'etat, which Emily eloquently responds with,
"If you really are my mother's sister, you're welcome to stay as long as you like."
No, Emily, you don't give your usurper a place to sleep like a fucking girl's sleepover. Are you high? Holy mother of all things dummy thick. Maybe Flat Stanley here has a point. Corvo can't kill her for some reason, while we get bitch slapped by one of our traitors before she vacuums Corvo's mark of the outsider. And we get a choice, Emily or Corvo. We already played Corvo before in the first game, and he has the same abilities as the first one, so I go for Emily this time as Medusa turns our dad not daddy to stone. Captain Mayhew gets caught lacking and stabbed. Rip. Before the suburban dad with a white picket fence takes our ring, which unlocks a vault filled with gold, and our escape. We literally climb out a window into another room, so you know someone's gonna get fired after this, as Captain Mayhew, before dying, tells us someone wants us urgently at the docks, so we take out Ramsey, use the key to unlock our vault, lock him in there, which, I mean, he got what he wanted, all the gold of the vaults, but now he can't escape because we have one ring, and the other is turned to stone, so have fun living off portioned grapes and your own urine, you piece of shit. Apparently Emily swings straight as we get to her sex dungeon where her boyfriend left a note. We take our Glock and spyglass, which I used once in the entire game, which was during a cutscene, and now we're on our way. Hey, fan service! We run through the rooftops, kill a couple traitors, get this murder case. Yikes. Now I know why everyone hated the government. And these kill animations make me feel like I'm in a fucking goddamn Mortal Kombat game. But we eventually get to the boat where we meet Megan Foster, who's missing an arm, and she might have the Sharingan, bro, who knows. But apparently she was in the DLCs, which I haven't played, so I guess let me know down below if you want me to cover all the DLCs of both games in a future video. But she tells me she came here to warn the Royal Protector about Delilah, which thank God she came and warned us on time. I mean, if it wasn't for her, we could have been cooed and lost our throne, and our dad potentially turned to stone. But it's a great thing you warned us, knockoff Obra, after going vegan. And also Sokolov was kidnapped after the Duke told him he had some of Piero's solution in the back of his white van, which honestly, I don't blame him. But after reading me a bedtime story, we wake up in... not again. I didn't know what to expect from the updated graphics on what the outsider was gonna look like, but I wasn't expecting this goth band lead singer to pop up on my screen like his collar. Fucking Elvis Presley if he turned emo looking ass. I didn't like the depressed cut vertically for results new vibe this Black Arts cult outsider was giving, but he gives me magic so I can live with that. Also, there's a dead whale in the background, more misplaced than the dinosaurs in the Attack on Titan intro, and like Attack on Titan, I have no idea what the fuck the whale was doing here in the first place. I take the magic and we get this heart with our dead mother stuck inside, as if the dead heart couldn't get even creepier. We get some foreshadowing of who we have to eliminate, as we get another cinematic on Emily vowing to get her throne back from the Wicked Witch of the West. We get some new abilities with Emily, which you can read for yourself if you want, because I don't want this video to enter the right opinion territory. We find out Sokolov figured out the plot of the Crown Killer, and like communists in 20th century America, disappeared. So that was lucky for them. So now I have to go to Karnaka, find Sokolov's ally Hypatia, who might help us find Sokolov's location as she's on the inside with the current government, and figure out who the crowned killer was. Like a Sherlock Holmes story in a way. No Samuel, my boy, this time, as we get stub-armed Oprah after going vegan to take us to our mission. Instead of a regular shop, if you want items, you have to get it through a black market dealer, which is available in the civilian area of every level, which I like. And no more stocking up on sleep darts, which is literally my entire strategy in the first game, and at this point I realized I was about to get bent over and punished more severely than breathing near a drunkard abusive stepfather.
Nigga, did I just catch you having fun?
Instead of whale oil tanks powering walls of light, it's now windmills, which, in all honesty, it's a lot easier to deal with, so no need to find alternate paths for the most part. Although you can do that if you want, as like the first game, there is a goddamn Minotaur-style labyrinth that will require multiple generations of researchers to fully explore and understand. The level design is, in my opinion, a lot better than Dishonored 1. It's more open and large, which is fun to explore, but I do think it's more of a trap than Skyrim dungeons have, because the content isn't that much more, and there really is no granny rag slackjaw showdown to carry the side missions. Also, my hook from the first game is now a tentacle, so it's nice to discover that they discovered hentai in this universe as well. I get to Adamir Station, which will take me to my location, which probably isn't the best way to travel because showing up on a personal train track powered seat isn't exactly inconspicuous. Might as well walk up to the front door and knock at that point. And I thought I had a free ride to the train. Nope, I didn't. But I was so deep in my bag this fight, I ended up killing everyone. I mean, there goes my low chaos run. Oops. No one was watching who was coming in and out of the research station, so someone definitely got fired after this and isn't going to be able to pay rent this month. But this is now hostile territory all around, so I have no safe zones I can escape to. After this woman gets knocked out for not wanting her children to die and wants to see Dr. Hypatia to heal them, which is exactly what a fascist regime wouldn't do, I get to explore this bugs. These blood flies suck so much of your health bar you'd think they were co-workers with Riley Reid. I meet Dr. Hypatia, who doesn't seem right. Yeah, her brain activity is near zero right now. She's most definitely a permanent rider on the short bus. She might be missing multiple brain cells. Her head is, well, not above human capacity for thought. Or she has Alzheimer's too, that could be it. But she tells us Sokolov was taken to Kieran Kaddish, the inventor who made the wooden soldiers. And yeah, this is probably one of my favorite moments in the entire game because you have to figure out everything yourself. Hypatia is too few in the chromosome department to actually help you out, so you end up exploring the room, finding evidence, which doesn't tell you a lot, but once you collect all the evidence, activate all your brain cells, I needed all 3 of mine at full capacity to get this one, you realize who the Crown Killer really is.
Eureka!
What the fuck is that? Wolverine? Stop! Uncle, I'll be a good girl, please. Easy. After finishing the level, I realized something. I forgot the non-lethal ending, which in part was due to the exhaustion of all my brain cells working at 100% capacity for over 30 seconds, but I go back, and in the back of the room, there is a Walking Dead zombie who hacks cognitive and speech functions, and he tells us Hypatia is the Crown Killer after developing some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle ooze for the miner's coal cancer that went wrong. The Duke kept her under lock and key and force-fed her this ooze to keep her alter personality ego as the Crown Killer to get people to hate us so the coup could go down easier, kind of like a twisted Batman. He tells me how to make the counter serum before... Oh my god. And after slithering to distract Hypatia as I sat there and shit and ejaculated in my pants, I make like a nut and bolt out of there so fast, the Olympic Committee changed my first name to Usain and gave me a gold medal. I make the solution, spit in it cause Hypatia was mean, get Amaranth to fart in it for good measure, before sneaking up and sticking it in her with the pointy end. We tell the former serial killer to come to our boat, which probably isn't the smartest idea, you know, you might as well invite Ted Bundy at this point.
Let me drive the boat.
But we take out the lighthouse before Dollar Store Samuel picks us up as we finish our first mission. We get the Jindosh lore, who's Karnaka's Sokolov pretty much, as we prepare to rescue my boy. It's Sokolov, not Samuel. We get to see Ted Bundy, who I still don't trust. Oh my god, look at all those elixirs. Yes, 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 you are my best friend. I'm gonna tier 3 sub. Allow me to father your children, m'lady. We go to our second mission, Clockwork Mansion, kill Jindosh, and save Sokolov. As we get ready to compete with Russia after sanctions in the black market, she tells me the mafia is coming. I thought I was joking about Russia being here. What the fuck? I hide before realizing, wait a minute, I'm the main character. So I walk up, stick the chamber in this monkey ear's mouth, and empty the magazine. The black marketer realizes I'm the new big daddy and finally takes my order. Ay, 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 I had to do all that just to get her to take my order? What is this, Popeyes? I go to the train station, get in the invisible Batmobile, and I'm off to the restricted area of this level. We get to the blockade just before the mansion, finally common sense defending a high value target. In any case, you can find the coin, which I assume, like the boils in the first game, is different each time, or where you could do what I did and find a key on one of the guards, go through the side fence, and go, hey, I could cross that. I face no resistance when I get to the mansion, and I knew
Wrong, I can feel it.
after pulling a lever, we changed the levels. Oh my god. As Jindosh was waiting for me and said, catch me if you can, bitch. I'ma dissect your brain for science before using your corpse whichever way I like, without your consent, like a fucking necromancer. What the fuck did you think I was gonna say? I wasn't gonna let Phineas from Phineas and Ferb show me up, so I had to go hard. This level was pretty tough, as the enclosed spaces and the levers you have to pull made this a mind game with the soldiers breathing down your neck like sitting in front of Shrek in middle school. But we finally get to where Sokolov is kept, where you have to step on pressure plates and manipulate them, while the many-armed guy from Star Wars is hunting you down, but we finally get to him. Sokolov, the only recurring sideman from the first game who appears in the sequel. Wait a minute. I wasn't expecting Fire Prince Zuko to grace us with his presence. I juke the fuck out of Edward Scissorhands by putting Sokolov on a pressure plate, distract the robot, teleport back to Sokolov, and escape the menace who do great in a gangbang. After this, we go to the laboratory Phineas and Ferb is hiding in, and unlike heroes in most stories, I take out the villain during his monologue. I have to fry Habsburg Jawman's brain for the non-lethal ending, but 2 robo-drones are patrolling the vicinity, and I need to find the perfect pattern to give enough power to the brain sauteer, which is a lot harder than you would think, but I was able to use Google and find it as I burned this guy's brain so hard. Hypatia on drugs, Patrick Star, and me got some competition for the biggest dumbass in existence. Finally, we get Sokolov, take the portable Batmobile back to the civilian area, and thus back to our resident pirate. We get another outsider scene, and I was expecting the lead singer of Nirvana to come out, and hey
there, Delilah, what's it like in New York City?
Apparently Delilah died and came back and now has the outsider's power. We get her backstory, the whole Delilah lore, where my granddad couldn't keep his dick in his pants and boned the housemaid who popped out Delilah in New York City, which explains why Jessamine, the younger sister, was crowned empress. Also, our mom was apparently a snake who broke a rare item, blamed her sister, and had her and her mother kicked out. Which, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm with Delilah on this honestly, as this all led to her mother being broke, dying from not having enough swag, leading her down the path of revenge. But I mean, what the fuck was granddad smoking? What was in that hookah he had? You gonna kick out your kid and her baby mama for breaking a vase? That level of brain activity makes me think that he was related to the Habsburgs. In any case, next mission we have to take out the Wicked Witch of the East and sever Delilah's connection to the Void. I get to this mess where this woman is being captured, so I white knight my way in and headbutt— oh, they were acting. And then they kill me. Whoops. I upgrade the best ability in the game, Domino. What does it do? Watch this. I'll link you, you both die. Yup, and I can level it up to where I can link 4 people at once. In any case, this level wasn't really good. It was pretty easy to get to the restricted area of Brianna, our goal, and this is where we meet the witches. They're pretty much Dodd's assassins from the first game, as I teleport and launch so many missiles I had to change my middle name to Ukraine. So I eliminate all of them before getting to this contraption. I go to Brianna's room while she's searching and finding out all her friends and lesbian lovers are dead. As I get to the I'm not joking, by the way, these guys are all actually lesbian lovers. As I get the lenses to use the contraption before throwing a stun mine up her pussy, and after shocking her ass, I put her in the middle of this cult circle and suck the void out of her, leaving her depressed and probably hanging out of a window with a rope around her neck in a couple of weeks. As we get back to Megan, she tells us she worked with Delilah in New York City before, but she thought she was dead. Yes, our resident pirate from SpongeBob was, unfortunately, an op. Hypatia apparently felt well enough to leave, but gave us a sweet design that I'm definitely not going to use because I'm lazy and will forget. Sokolov tells us we can find the secret to Delilah in the next enemy Stilton's secret underground bunker, but it is protected by a lock made by Jindosh. Sokolov drives the boat this time and drops us off, and hey, there's Foster, who tells us of the ongoing conflict before the Overseers and the Howlers, 2 competing factions for the city. This is sort of meant to be the Slackjaw Granny Rags conflict, although not nearly as epic, but the goal of this mission is simple. Pick a side, capture the other side's leader, and bring the body back to the people you sided with. They're the ones who tell you how to do this lock thing where there's these two dudes we're talking about, and after I showed up, these 2 came very close to tripping and falling on a sharp sword to the heart. I decide to join the gang side because fuck the government and go take the Overseer's leader. I get to the door of the High Overseer and, oh. Well, it's a good thing I can hide up here where the 50 enemies can't see me. Oh. So I definitely didn't restart and make my way to the High Overseer's office, where I domino headbutt him and his friend before bringing the body back to the gang's headquarters, where I could feel my balls dragging across the floor as they all cheered me on. It was actually probably the weight of my ego. So I give the High Overseer to Paulo, who spills some alcohol on him, which kind of seems like a waste to me, but you do you, my guy, before giving me the combo to Stilton's bunker, the best mission in the game. The Dishonored 2 flooded district, the magnum opus, if you will. Is there something wrong going on in this place? I can feel it. My magic doesn't work. This is bad. This is very bad. But the good news is there are no enemies until I get to Stilton, who, like the state of this mansion, is doing about as well as Peter Parker at the end of Infinity War. Apparently a part of himself never left the house on the evening it happened, which we'll find out soon enough. In order to do that, we get the best tool in the game, the magnum dong the game throws on the table. The Outsider gives us the timepiece, the most creative time travel tool ever realized in a video game. The way this works is that in the bunker, you can teleport to the past and now in the area you are in. So I can go back to the past to bypass dead ends and vice versa. Also, both enemies on each time are scattered throughout the map, meaning you need big brain in order to make full use of the timepiece, and my god is it fun. Being able to travel time and make decisions to avoid or kill or take out enemies, taking risks, or just going all out. I spent hours having fun with the timepiece like a 10-year-old kid with a new Xbox. So I eventually go to the courtyard, find the note with the passcode, enter the room, all without magic like a boss, before we find out why Delilah is unkillable and what she was doing in New York City. She was apparently reborn without a spirit, making her unkillable, and I've seen enough and prepare to leave with this newfound knowledge, and I wasn't scared. We get to the Outsider's backstory, where his rebirth was similar to the Wicked Witch of the East, and he really doesn't like Delilah being a part of him in the Void, so he really wants me to maybe kinda almost please, potentially, if it wouldn't be too much trouble, kill her. Apparently Flat Stanley took out her soul and trapped it in the Duke of Sarkono's. I still don't have a nickname for him's mansion. So just like my 8th grade French teacher, absolutely soulless. So this goal is simple. Get Delilah's spirit, trap it in the creepy heart, put it back into her, kill her. Simple, right? Anyways, as we go back to Sokolov and the ship, we can finally take out the main dog behind the usurper, El Chapo. We get a love and be safe note from our dick appointment. Aww. Before we get called up by Megan and Sokolov for the mission, kill Fidel Castro and suck out Delilah's soul. After getting a lecture on how my sheltered life distracted me from the corruption of the Duke and Karnaka, which honestly, fair point, Emily's been a shit empress all things considered, we get to working. More blood flies? Okay. Was it worth it to kill a man with a leech fetish for a ruin? I regret nothing, of course it was. I'd love to say this level was harder after I got to the restricted area. It wasn't. I literally jumped on a roof and swam to the Duke's headquarters, but this was hard. The entire palace was filled with enemies, civilians, heck, even a couple of wooden soldiers, but with all the entrances, there are multiple ways to get in. I choose the front door. Listen, I understand field of view, but you're telling me she can't feel me breathing on her back? Is this bitch Helen Keller? I get into this room for a bone try. Now don't scream. Look, I told her to shut the fuck up. It's not my fault. Was it worth it for the 2 health elixirs though? Of course it was. I get to the Duke's chambers, take out the Duke, and search up Google for the non-lethal ending, because I was lost at this point. Now the non-lethal ending for this mission is that the Duke has a body double who you can easily zero in on because he smokes and is a good guy to be around. You're supposed to find this double and find the non-lethal ending, but him and the Duke spawn in one of 5 spots each, and I thought I had the Duke's body double because of the dialogue, but I didn't, and I don't want to spend hours searching for the body double, so I'll save this non-lethal ending for another time for more content, and not as an excuse because I'm lazy, just like I don't want you guys to like and subscribe if you're enjoying the video. I take the Duke and his key to the vault they're keeping Delilah's soul in. Finally, I say a heartwarming goodbye to my mommy to make room for Delilah's soul. Whoa.
Part of my half-sister, only her flesh remains. Maybe Delilah's spirit was holding it together.
Someone woke up on the wrong side of bed tonight. Also, the heart now looks like a football from the early 1900s. I think I know why Delilah doesn't want her soul back, and it isn't for the immortality. We'll get ready to take the fight to Delilah directly and take out the queen, I guess, in one fell swoop. Let me at her. Sokolov's painting me gets that right this time, and we get one last heartwarming moment with Sokolov before Megan finally lets us hear her out and admits that she helped Dodd kill my mother. Now, she has changed since then, and killing the Empress like Dodd in the first game changed her. So I don't tell her to fuck off and shove it where the sun don't shine, but I still take the last boat ride myself. Also a Samuel reference. My boy got reference. I really like this level because it is kind of like the first one where I escaped Dunwall, except now it's covered in weeds as I make my way through the somber city. I meet a journalist who I was about to kill until I realized he was an ally, and I invited him to interview me after I take back my throne like a badass. Would be funny if he filmed that last fight like reporters film themselves in war zones. This is Tom Tucker reporting live from the Royal Palace where we got both empresses fighting to the death for the throne. I don't know whether to get to safety or start choking the chicken, but either way, I'm going to have a hard time. I try to get back the same way I escaped from all those hours ago, and there is a microphone outside of my old window, and
To the people of Dunwall, those of you surviving here in the shadow of the tower where I was born. Under Delilah, you've endured much over the last weeks. But now your rightful Empress has returned. And I will expend my last breath, returning stability and peace to your lives. On this I swear.
Cold, just fucking cold. Imagine going to your enemy cities and taking over their propaganda stations. Now, this did attract some attention, but at this point I am a professional shirt maker, so I did my job. Finally, we get to a war zone. Apparently the Abbey attacked Delilah's castle and got slaughtered by the witches. Anyways, I'm sure I'll do better. There were a lot of enemies defending the last JoJo boss, but it was pretty simple, honestly. Walk around or sleep dart them. I find a sewer and begin my journey to find Master Splinter, learn ninjutsu, and take out Delilah before finally finishing off the shredder. Or I could enter Dunwall Tower and kill Stanley too, that works. This last level, honestly, like the first game, really added nothing. It's everything we had before with witches and wooden soldiers, and my wood was soft because of how uneventful and kind of boring this last level was. But we can find Delilah's notes on her plan, where she needs a very specific amounts of runes and corrupt runes to master the energy of the void to shape reality to her liking, because the subjects in real life don't like her due to the overgrown weeds and dictatorial tendencies that would make Stalin blush. So yeah, I could see why they wouldn't like her. So theoretically, this thing says if there were maybe an extra dark ruin charm or something, a corrupt bone charm, I could, fuck up her dream and do a non-lethal ending. I then go downstairs to restore power, which apparently didn't take anyone's attention, as after I turn on the power, Delilah deliberately turned off. No one put their guard up, which I understand for the wooden soldiers, but the witches aren't that dumb, are they? Finally, Finally, I take the elevator up, sneak into the throne room where Delilah is planning her finishing touches, and I stick her spirit back inside of her. She activated her final plan, and we go in and fight in the painting, her preferred reality. We fight the final boss, and her shadow clone jutsu almost got me, but I was able to realize I needed to escape, place the corrupt bone charm, and her dream turns into a nightmare. Call me the Cuban Missile Crisis. I knock her out like deadbeats knock up their 8th baby mama, drag her ass out of the dream, and shoved her into a nightmare like the United States did to third world countries, which tricked her into falling for the dream world. Get baited, scrub. GGEs, get good, noob. And Corvo is saved. How the turntables. We get the good ending as Sokolov sails off into the sunset, Emily picks up the slacking she was doing, and Megan Foster does some internal retrospection like YouTubers pretend to do after getting canceled. Also, her real name is Billy Lurk, so yeah, Megan Foster was just a fake name.